So another thing that's a lot of people that's kind of being reinforced with this movie. Uh, does it feel like Phase Four has been a waste so far? Because we're firmly into Phase Four, and we seem, I won't say directionless, but it's like there's a lot of things that's been thrown out, and it's not necessarily gelling just yet. So
does that include the series as well?
yes, I'm including the series as well. I'm including
everything.
Disney Plus. I'm including all of it. Disney Plus, the rides, whatever they got on the cruises, all of it. It just seems a little out there.
Well,
So,
I personally wouldn't include the cruise line video that's been floating around.
Yeah,
I think that's
I just heard about it. I didn't know it was a thing.
I think that's solely promotion. I would at least I hope that is, because if it's not, I have a problem with that Avengers lineup. But I would include that for this conversation. That's
right.
I just would say that.
Yeah, like where all the hate come from?
Is it?
That's what I was thinking too. I was actually surprised when I was reading up and I heard that last night.
I mean, for me, if we're talking about that video in particular, that's floating around the cruise lineup.
Oh, that's stuff they different bags, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, essentially, I don't know what they're fighting. They're fighting something like Ultron or something, or whatever. But so, what the new Captain America is basically telling Miss Marvel that we've seen all of 5 minutes. Oh, you're an Avenger now. You don't even know who this person is.
Right.
All of a sudden, Captain Marvel. Now y'all have great communication with the Captain Marvel. After Endgame, we heard nothing from you at all. Like you just bounced. And now all of a sudden you're a part of this Avenger initiative.
Come on.
I don't get it. And then now
she started it.
She started it.
Technically.
It's named after her.
She technically no, she was named after her, but she didn't start it. She didn't start it per se. Nick Fury started it in a sense.
We all know who the real captain is. We all know who the real captain is.
But if we're talking about that video, I have a problem with that video because it just seems like they didn't know what they were doing. And keep in mind, they were all surprised that they were all in the same room. They were like, "Oh, what should I call you, Captain or Sam or Falcon?" Like they literally just said like he's wearing Captain America armor, and you don't even know to call him Captain America. Yeah. Really?
That's a good point. He was Captain America at the beginning of February, and not a single movie has mentioned the fact that Sam is Captain America. Not a single poster in the background, not a single news thing in a background of a movie, nothing. And I'm like, what are we doing here?
But to answer your question,
calling him Falcon.
But to answer your question, is Phase 4 a waste? I think personally, it's not a waste. I think that this is a transitional period for the MCU. And we have to keep in mind when we're talking about these things, this is the first time we've got to continue the MCU on a streaming platform like Disney Plus with your WandaVisions, your Falcon Winter Soldiers, things of that nature, seeing them develop those characters. Now, however, I do feel as though I think what Kevin Feige has a problem with, he keeps introducing new characters into certain things where we're not getting enough hit. Like, for instance, Miss Marvel, I don't know how caught up you guys are in Miss Marvel. But like episode 5, in my opinion, should have been like a mid-season finale. Like the new episode of Miss Marvel comes out this Wednesday, and we don't know who she's fighting or how she's gonna, like. We just know that there's something going to happen, but I feel like there should be more episodes, not 6. I don't feel like they're giving her enough camera time or more build-up time. And I think with this, they're just figuring out their footing because, again, they did lose Steve. They did lose Tony. So they're trying to recapture that magic. So I think they're in transition. I will say this, what really did hurt them, though, Multiverse of Madness really fucked up the concept of the multiverse to a certain extent. And then also, I want to keep this in mind. I had to point this out to some of my friends I create content with. We have all these Disney Plus shows. None of them have connected directly, at least to the MCU, except for WandaVision. Moon Knight, you can put that anywhere. You still don't know where it connects to. We haven't seen anything.
Same with Hawkeye.
We keep hearing about Captain America 4, But people keep talking about, oh, we want Steve to come back. It's like kind of low level racism. Like, yo, we got a new Captain America.
Comic accurate though.
Yeah, that's some slick
That would
ass.
be accurate.
Yeah, but no one's talking
True.
about seeing Sam as Cap. Like, but
True,
we
true.
want Steve to come back to us in a sense. And then, like you said, yeah, Hawkeye. We did get that direct connection from Black Widow to Hawkeye. But even in that, Hawkeye is the shittiest show out of the MCU.
Whoa,
Yeah,
hold it
like-
now, hold it now. We're not doing that. No, Hawkeye is
I
pretty.
think-
Damn it, Brogi!
The
I didn't even get to see it.
Really?
I didn't get to see
Hawkeye
The
is
It was
is
cool.
pretty solid.
They-
Hawkeye's
they-
pretty
like
solid.
The
like
reason why I say it's the shittiest show, I just feel like they could have done a whole lot more. Seeing Kate
Oh, definitely,
Bishop,
definitely.
Kate Bishop beating Kingpin. Are we serious right now?
Yes.
Are we serious right now?
I give you that.
really?
Okay.
That's the only thing.
We see Kingpin whoop Daredevil's ass, and Kate
Yeah.
Bishop
That's the
really.
new Kingpin. That's the
Yeah.
sorry
Kingpin.
Kingpin.
She's
And
got
Hawaiian
gadgets.
Kingpin.
And
got
then,
gadgets.
Disney, and then Disney decides, oh, we're gonna make an Echo show. Really? Somebody who
Said
can,
they got gadgets.
that right
That was
there.
random. That's kind of random.
Now, I don't understand it. Now, we did get an announcement from Variety saying that Daredevil and Kingpin
Kingpin's
will
gonna be
be
in
in
the
the
show.
Echo show,
They
which
have
I
to.
am interested to see. But I still could care less about that. But to
Yeah.
wrap up my point, they are. I don't feel like it's a waste. They are transitioning, but I liken it to the first phase. When we saw that first Iron Man movie, a lot of people did like it. A lot of people did not like it. We had to get used to these upscale characters. But what I think they did perfectly, at least the first three phases, is that they told good stories that ultimately ended
Led
well with
some-
Endgame. With Phase 4, we don't really know where we're going. We don't
Yeah.
even know where the Avengers are. We don't know
A lot of
what's going
uncertainty.
on.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, and then to wrap up this point with Captain America, I don't think how many people are aware of the fact that Sam is Cap now, even though he
Yes.
did that press release and
Yeah.
everything. Like even with that video they do for the cruise line, the fact that the Avengers have to ask you, should I call you Captain or
Yeah,
Sam?
right.
Like,
I have the
it's
shield.
like,
I'm
to
Captain.
me, it's like kind of low level racism in a sense, but
Yeah.
that's where I'm at with that.
I'm gonna let
Dog
Critica.
ahead.
Dog was Critica. How you feel about Phase 4 right now? You think we're on good territory? Is it a little shaky, or is it just get rid of it?
No, I think it's just a start.
How you
It's a kickoff. You know what I mean? I think we just it's just a startup. We like the brother said, we don't know where it's going, but we know Kang is coming. And so
Is he coming? Because
Yeah.
we ain't heard about him since the end of Loki. That's what I'm saying.
The reason why, because you got to think they're doing it a little different from they did Thanos. Because what they said was with Thanos, they were just showing you, oh, he's coming, but they didn't know what they were going to do with Thanos.
Right.
And then plus, you got to have a different way. You can't do the same thing what you did with Thanos with Kang. You know what I mean?
I feel you. on
So-
that.
Right.
So when he does, I mean, the Loki thing was really big, and with that opened it up for people, for like Scarlet Witch to what do you call it? Mind travel? I forgot what you call that.
What the hell did they call it? I know you went
Dream walking.
Walking?
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like it enabled her to dream walk. It enabled Doctor Strange to do the
zombie thing.
the Peter Parker situation. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we don't know where it's going. The Avengers are dissembled. So when Kang hits, everybody's gonna get caught with their pants down, and it's gonna be messed up. And I can't wait for it to happen. I'm excited.
Yeah, we got
I don't know.
Ant-Man 3.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that because they're making him a main villain in Ant-Man 3. So if Kane's going against Ant-Man and the Wasp in Ant-Man 3, then how much of a threat is he in the MCU? That's I don't understand that. That's my thought process.
No, you got different variants. So this is the thing.
That's true.
They can have Kang beat. They can go there where Kang can beat Ant-Man and put them in a situation where he is the winner at the end of the movie. That would be interesting. Or that was just one variant. You know what I mean? So it depends on how they're gonna toss it up, really.
Yeah.
That's true.
AK, thoughts on Phase 4?
Yeah, I actually like what they're doing. There's a lot of new characters to bring in, so I think we have to give a little bit of leeway in how they're doing this. Like, we know that not all, thank God, Loras Tyrell can keep his ass wherever he went. Another Game of Thrones reference, but for Danny Rand, we don't need to see him ever again. but all of the other Defenders,
Yeah, Netflix.
they're all coming. They're all coming. We already have
Charlie Cox,
Daredevil, and we already have Kingpin. I do believe I heard Jessica Jones
Yeah,
going to be coming in soon.
Yeah, I've been hearing some talks about that, which surprises the hell out of me that Disney's even going to touch that character. Because I'm like, how does Disney do anything with Jessica Jones
on Disney Plus now? Okay,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Look, Disney knows where the money is. Okay, well, first of all, this is not even the first like adult situation Disney has dabbled in. Disney's been doing this stuff low key for years. People just don't pay attention.
All the Tarantino films. Yeah.
It's like willful ignorance on what Disney really is. And I'm like, look, Disney will always follow the money. They knew they couldn't do anything with these Netflix characters without doing it all the way and right. So I'm honestly not too worried about what's going to happen with the new Daredevil series that I know we're getting. I think they're going to do a decent job on it. We've already seen a whole bunch of blood from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And from a few other properties.
Yeah.
I think but they got to do it. They got to do it slow. They do have to edge the rest of society in the right way. Yeah. Otherwise, it could also blow up in their face.
Yeah, I do think they're gonna water Daredevil down. It's not gonna be Netflix's Daredevil. I do know.
No, I don't expect it to be as deep as they went in. No, but I do expect it to be a lot more in your face than people are ready or have ever seen before in Disney, is what I'm saying. Yeah. So with how they're doing it, and honestly, thank goodness they do have a platform like Disney Plus that can push that engine, because with everything that they have to introduce right now, they need that extra platform, because you can't do all that with just the movies. Otherwise, we'd be in phase 4 for like the next, 2 decades? Trying to get all of this stuff put together. And technically with Kang, we could work it out to where it could be that long. But I think this is that transition that we see things coming in. We know the Young Avengers are being set up. They're coming in. Marvel, the next time we see her after the series finale will be actually in Captain Marvel Part 2. So I'm looking forward to all of that tie-in. There's those nice little Easter eggs that are being set right now, and the connections are there. They're just not overly defined just yet. It's almost like
very weak. Very weak.
They kind of have to do it that way, though. Otherwise, it almost gives away a little too much. It's like I forget the boy's name, but the kid that was in Iron Man 3, the suckiest Iron Man movie in the whole pantheon. However, they brought him back for that little bit at the end. Why? I think they're going to do something with a Kang variant with him, because Iron Wars is coming. We're getting Riri Williams. Yeah, I feel like that would be a good niche to try to put him in. But we'll see how that goes. And we have America Chavez now, that she could have been introduced a lot better, I think, than in the movie that they gave her. But we know she's going to be a part of that, too. So all those little things have to spin in. And they're almost trying to rush themselves while not rushing themselves, if that makes sense. Just to try to get characters in there so people have the reference. So when it comes back later in the bigger way that they really want to do it, it will all fall into place. But yeah, right now it does look like they're all over the place. I think there's a pattern there. They're just trying to get there without being overly confusing and overbearing, I think. Because, people get too much of one thing, they start being idiots.
Yeah. See, Faith is definitely growing pains. I just expected the connections to hit a little closer, because they've had so many loose connections out there. And I think some of the strongest have been with WandaVision and Multiverse of Madness. That. And then also with Miss Marvel, where we get the whole thing with the 10 rings that kind of popped up. It hasn't gone anywhere. Right. Is that tied into Shang-Chi and his rings? I don't know. They also...
Someone had a theory that they were. Like, they could have been at one point in time a full set.
Right.
A full jewelry set, which would be interesting.
But my thing is okay, so his father, correct me if I'm wrong, Shang-Chi's father had the rings first, but I guess they chose him.
He found them. He found them.
So he doesn't know. Okay, so I just assumed it was a part of like Shang-Chi's father's heritage. Yeah. And Miss Marvel's a completely different, from
what we've seen, but we still don't know how old they are.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
Okay. I think the Disney Plus stuff. It was a good idea, but they need to change it because the 6 episodes formula is not working.
Yeah, I don't like the 6 episodes. I think there's a lot more story that can be given to us.
6 episodes ain't working.
10. I think they could easily do 10.
10.
I think 8 is the sweet spot.
I mean, 8 would work too.
Amazon with The Boys and HBO Max with Peacemaker has shown us that 8 episodes is the sweet spot. You drop 3 off, you give us 5 after that, and it goes from there. I think that's the sweet spot. I think the villains, like the stories, need bigger connections to the movies because even with WandaVision, a lot of people complained that it didn't feel as connected to the movie as we thought it would be. So there's a little shakiness that some people felt that way.
It's connected as Loki was. Like Loki started basically right in the middle of not the middle, but the end of Avengers.
Yeah.
My thing is, what does the Loki series, what does that connect to in the MCU that we've gotten after?
That's the thing. We hadn't gotten that yet.
I
hadn't gotten that yet. With
I feel like
in Ant-Man 3. So
right. So if we get so if that's a direct connection to Ant-Man 3, then I can hold my criticism. But for right now, I think the Loki series as a series was definitely misplaced. If it's going to be a bigger payoff at the end,
it's getting a second season. That's the only one that's got a second season. So they got a lot of hope in that story. So they feel really good about it. So but yeah, and then like some of the certain movies, as a lot of people shitted on the Eternals, but the more I see these new movies, Eternals is looking pretty good to me.
I like the Eternals.
I'm just saying, like visually, like
it wasn't great.
It wasn't great. I ain't saying it was great, but I'm just saying.
It was okay, so I liked it too. My thing is the visuals, not so much, but I didn't understand. I did not understand why they were fighting what they were fighting because even at that not post-credit scene, but at the end of the scene, the judge said that the world will have more. I'm just paraphrasing. They will have their judgment day. So even all that they did in that movie,
and that hasn't come back yet. So that's what I'm saying. Like they're building so many things. Yeah.
So what was the whole point of us sitting there for 2 hours watching that movie?
I don't I don't know where that's coming back, but it's out there. The statue is still at the bottom of the ground. Black Knight. Yeah, Black Knight.
What are they doing with that? It doesn't need to be referenced because you can't have this huge monolithic thing just appear out of nowhere.
Right.
And nobody says investigating this. Nobody's going. I mean, humans are notorious for breaking into things that seem to be old and ancient or weird. Why is nobody, done a deep dive into Timmy yet? Why have we not seen inside of his brain or whatever else is going on in there?
That's a good point too. That's what I'm saying. Like it seems like it's taking a little while for things to mesh together, and I think they need to start ramping that, tying up some of these loose ends a little bit faster than what they have.
True enough.
But overall, I'm still on the train. Like I said, I'm waiting for my X-Men and my Fantastic Four. And then if they botch that, then that's when I'm gonna have a problem. Right now, I'm still on the ride. I'm still here. I'm still here for the MCU. So I'm still hanging in there. But
I'm hoping the Netflix defenders that they have Danny Rand and everybody meet Kang and they all get killed to make Kang look stronger.
Ooh.
Everybody that's not important in the MCU gets killed off by
defenders.
The
defenders are like the street level though, man. Kang can handle more than that.
I'm about to say they ain't saying too much.
But again,
that is striking.
That goes back to even Ant-Man and the Wasp. They're essentially street level. You take away their suits, they're sitting ducks. So
but they got the quantum stuff now. So they have
a higher grade of tech than the Defenders.
Yeah, they got all that time travel shit now, so they upgraded.
That's true. And if they do introduce it, I don't want them to introduce the Defenders. Introduce the Heroes for Hire. That's how you can reinvent
the Heroes for Hire and the Daughters of the Dragon.
To do, the Defenders again at this point in time, like they're setting up Young Avengers and now the New Avengers. Do we need a third team? For what reason?
Like, I wouldn't say. I don't know if y'all was talking about what I was saying. I was saying that they're just people that's just not in the MCU or that was in the MCU that's no longer important. Just to get killed off. Like the old Fantastic Four should get killed off. The old X-Men should get killed off.
Well, that sounds like what people thought Multiverse of Madness was going to be.
Yeah, they kind of did that with stuff.
Yeah. That's what that kind of sounds like. Yeah,
But
yeah.
I have a question. How do y'all think they're going to introduce the X-Men? Because as far as we know,
I don't know.
In the MCU,
I can't call it yet.
There is no mutants. And then when we got Multiverse of Madness, Wanda killed a alternate version of
Professor X. That's what I'm saying. It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
But as far as we know, in our universe, there is no Professor X at all.
Right, so far.
There's not even a Reed Richards in our universe right now, at least.
Okay, well, I think the breadcrumbs for that are already there. They just haven't announced that that's what it is yet.
It's kind of like what they did in What If with Ultron, when he got all
Ultron,
the $1 dollars.
Which I think was another trash Disney Plus show, but
that was a good show. Stop it. What If was cool. I
like What If, yeah. If only for actually bringing Jeffrey Wright into
the animation style.
Exactly. The Watcher thought it was necessary to bring Killmonger into the Guardians of the Multiverse.
He's
thinking that he was going to save the multiverse.
I think a little more research should have been done.
He did miscalculate. He did
the same guy who's not supposed to interfere. That's why I said, like, when they do stupid shit like that, I'm like, come on. Killmonger took over Wakanda, a whole country.
That was a dope episode.
I'm like, come on,
that was the dopest. Honestly, I feel like that's the best version of Killmonger we've seen yet, man.
That was dope.
Because he played that how perfectly.